We've broken the 100-day mark for the Orville's return. Hey there, this is Tom, Tom's Tech Show, and I do, some things and put up some videos about TV shows and different things that I like on this channel from time to time. Anything deeper, heavier, grittier that I want to get into that really wouldn't be appropriate for kind of this channel, seeing this channel is monetized. I'm putting over on a different channel, a new one that I made called Tom's Talk Show, and there I talk about anything and everything, and controversial, not controversial. Throw my ideas and thoughts and everything out there. I try to be middle of the road. I try to be pretty centered on many things, give people the benefit of the doubt, not. But if something's stupid, I'll call it stupid. So link below to Tom's Talk Show if you want to go over there and either like and subscribe or hate and don't subscribe. Either way, I'm good with it. It's just my thoughts as a person. You've got your thoughts as a person. If we agree, cool. All right, so here we go. We're within less than 100 days before the new season 3, New Horizons of Orville comes out, and it's 100 too many days. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm already, worrying that there won't be a season 4, of the show. Like, I mean, we need to get, at least cover what they did. What season 3 seasons will be what they say they did in the original Star Trek series, but the rest of them had 7 seasons, except for Enterprise, which only had 4. But can we get 7 seasons? I mean, that would be so awesome. That would be, 150 or more episodes, but maybe there's 207 seasons, something like that. So we're already going to be, well, since they're only doing, a limited number of episodes, 12 episodes or whatever, a season, then it would take longer. So 7 seasons would be about 80. But they need to get 100 in order to get syndicated, right? That's typically what you have to do in Hollywood. We need to be able to get it syndicated so that it can, just continue play on every channel, everywhere, all the time. And everybody else can go somewhere else. Okay. Well, what I've done here is, today in this video, we're kind of counting down my least favorite to most favorite episodes from season 1. Yes, there will be another video of this, which is my least favorite to favorite episodes of season 2. So here we go. Let's just hit it. Of course, March 10th, the new show premieres. If you don't have, I think you're going to need a Hulu subscription. So, which we do. That's how we get our live TV. Probably the base subscription would probably work fine. So get ready. If you're not subscribed in less than 100 days, you will have to. All right. So kind of the least, my bottom of my list here is About a Girl. This is directed by Brandon Braga, who does a lot of directing in this first season. This is the one where, they board us, they have a child, and it's born female. They're going to go and have it altered to become male. And of course, the people on the ship are like, we're not doing this kind of thing. Kind of a, definitely a commentary for today, right? People wanting to put kids on hormone blockers and all these things. It's like, it's a kid, right? Let the kid grow up. And then when it gets to be, 18, a legal adult, whatever, let them decide, what they're going to do at that point. But, when they're small children, let's not do that, I think was one message they were kind of trying to go for. But, it was good in making that statement, but still it ended up on the end of my list. All right. So number 11 is the Priya episode. It was, you're bringing in Charlize Theron just because, okay, Seth MacFarlane, yes, you know her, and you can tell her, come and do my show. Well, that's not enough to make an episode. There's some relational, things that go on in the show and stuff, but it was kind of on the nose. Okay, so she's from a different time, and she's going to take the ship and, try and do all this stuff. And it was a little on the nose, like they were only using, Priya as, the actor in the episode to draw people in. This was episode 5, by the way. The other one was episode 3. So these are some early episodes. Directed by Jonathan Frakes, of course, of Star Trek fame. Next we're going to jump to episode 10, which is Firestorm, which really, this was another one kind of on the nose where they're doing kind of a simulation thing where she has a problem with, she thinks she's failed in what she's done, and they're trying to create a hero's journey to where she can come around and realize that she's going to be okay. And this was episode 10, again directed by Brandon Braga. So it was okay. I mean, some of the twists and everything is like, they're not having, actual. You're not going to be 10 episodes in when we know there's going to be a second season and have crew members eaten, right? Episode 9, or my number 9 pick, is episode 11, written by Seth MacFarlane. This is the one, New Dimensions, where they find an area of space where it's only 2-dimensional. And I thought some of the graphics and things that they used were a little dry, a little, not quite what they could have been. I don't know if this was because, maybe there was a budgetary issue they were trying to fill. This is episode 11. They're getting towards the end. Maybe they're running out of money. They don't want to do that good on the graphics, which they turned around in the second season. Some of the Identity episodes have battle scenes that are like, blowing you away, for a TV show kind of thing. But this one was just kind of, okay, we're doing things, we're creating, time stress things are going to happen bad in a certain amount of time. And that was, it was okay. I mean, it was at least a little interesting, but not only. Okay, now we come to Command Performance. Here we get Ed and Kelly put into a zoo, and they're watched by people that come by from this other race, and they, trying to figure out what's going on. The command performance part is where Alara has to take command of the ship and be able to go and find them and track them down and try and disobey rules and things like that and orders and stuff. That was, kind of the not so great part of the episode. The other parts where they're, Ed and Kelly are interacting and stuff in the episode was probably the better parts of that. So, yeah, but like I said, it's also a callback to the cage from, the original series where Captain Pike was put in a cage in order to, they were trying to build a, race of people who could, help them and be exploited, just like Ed and Kelly were being exploited. Okay. So then we have Old Wounds. This was episode number 1. This was the start. This gets us introduced to everybody. And they did a really good job of that, getting through, going through introductions and everything. And I just thought that this shot here was directly out of Star Trek The Motion Picture, where Captain Kirk comes down and explains, what the whole mission is and what they're going after in Star Trek The Motion Picture. I thought it was a very interesting parallel there. Number 6 is Into the Fold. This was where Dr. Claire Finn and the kids and Isaac go onto this planet and crash. Who was the other? There's another guy. Let's see. That's in this. The other actor. Go to episodes. I'm looking over here, but it was pretty good. I mean, they, a lot of stress, a lot of dealing with the kids and things like that, which was good. Let's see. This is number 8. Which is Into the Fold, and this also stars it's Brian Thompson. There we go, Brian Thompson, who's been in quite a few different sci-fi things. I think he was in Mortal Kombat, one of the Mortal Kombats and everything. I was at a golf tournament concert thing and actually have a picture with him and myself. So he was very nice. A little heavy on the drinking that night, but very nice guy still. Anyway, okay, so let's jump to number 5, which is Cupid's Dagger, which we really get a lot out of Cupid's Dagger. It's one of the funny episodes, kind of quirky, crazy episodes that we get in the whole thing. So of course we have Derulio here, who's just causing all kinds of havoc, just like he did in the first episode. They brought him back, and Rob Lowe just plays, a good. He plays that kind of goofy, hey, I'm just here, whatever we're gonna do, kind of thing. It's really one of the funnier kind of, quirky episodes, and so much going on between all the characters. So that was pretty fun. Okay, so number 4 is the Krill episode. This is where Gordon and Ed dress up as Krill, and they have to go find out what's going on. And this episode, I thought, was the deep part of this episode. They're going through all the quirky things, trying to find out what's in their, book, and what's going on, how they can use the information in the book that they use for religious purposes and stuff. And towards the end of the episode, they find out, well, the Krill are going to destroy one of the colonies, and they have to stop them. But there's kids on board, so they have the value of, let's, try and at least save the children, because they're basically innocents, right? They're not in the military, they're not part of the regime or anything like that. They're innocents at that time. And, they bring them out, and, the decision to do that and to destroy the ship and everything else is really one, hard. It really brings out, kind of what, your leaders in your country are supposed to do. They're supposed to, protect the people and make those really, really hard decisions. Previous president of the U.S. had a decision to make to launch rockets against somebody, and he said, no, there might be one person of, innocent person of collateral damage, and that's too many. And he said no. As opposed to the current president, who's just like, whatever. Let's do the dumbest thing we can and kill as many of our own people and innocents as we can. We won't talk about that anymore. Okay, so that was where I really thought it was made a good poignant point. Very, very good about that kind of really hard decision making, that you have to do out there. Okay, now we go to Mad Idolatry. This was just kind of drawing back to consequences of, the prime directive from Star Trek. Like if you make some kind of little tiny alteration in someone's, society, what does that do? The butterfly effect, right? You go somewhere, oh, look at this, and you take a rock and you move it from one side of the street into the middle of the street, and what's going to happen? Somebody running their cart through there hits it, and the wheel falls off the cart, and then, they get hurt, and then that causes all kinds of other things, and here Kelly stops and heals the girl with one of her little, medical healing devices, and then that creates this whole religious thing around, Kelly and everything else. And what that can do. And I think on the other side is, if we, let's try and make good, good changes and good things happen for other people in their lives, and maybe that will spread good out, right? I was kind of thinking like, okay, we can take this is all bad, these things that happen, but what if it were flipped and we actually did something small for someone, and then that created a whole bunch of good after that. So, yeah. Just my thoughts on the whole thing. Okay, so then the next episode here, and we're down to number 2, which is If the Stars Should Appear. So this is a direct ripoff of the Star Trek episode For the World is Hollow and I Have Touched the Sky, where they reach Yonada, and it's big ship kind of asteroid, and it's hurling towards a planet that's going to destroy everyone on the planet as well as everyone on Yonada. And this is a ship, I think this one's theirs in their story was going into a star, so that's almost like the Paradise Syndrome, where Kirk was stuck on the planet with the Native American Indians, and that planet was going to have an asteroid crash into it. So a little bit different things, but still meeting people who are unaware of their situation, and disaster is going to happen unless, the crew intervenes somehow and saves the day. So all these people have, generated this religious thing around one guy, and he's trying to use that to control everyone. and they are trying, the crew of the Orville is trying to save them, and all that. So and they find out in the end, oh, we're on a ship, we're on all this stuff, and everything else. So that's definitely, that was good. That it was a callback directly. This was episode 4, so pretty early to call back directly to, another Star Trek episode. I mean, I don't mind them repeating and manipulating some of the original Star Trek episodes and taking some of those stories and making them a little bit different. But that was good. All right. Now, the number 1 episode I thought from season 1 was Majority Rule. Now, this is taken almost hype. I mean, this was in 2017, I think, when these episodes came out, and it has even become more directly related to society today. The Majority Rule is, you see, they have these little buttons with the up and down buttons on there. So if somebody does something that you like, you go up to them and you press their green button. If something that you don't like, you go and press their down button. And it's all votes of general society. Whatever the majority is doing, if you can please enough people and get your upvotes enough, then you do good in society. But if you make some people mad, whatever, and they start downvoting you, then, and you get enough downvotes, then you're given a brainwashing, basically, after that. Electronic brainwashing thing after that. So it goes directly to social media today. I mean, they're wearing those pins, and you can see the upvote and downvote numbers, right? But YouTube recently just took away the downvote number. So, now we're getting beyond what this was. Like, you can't even see the downvote. Maybe there'll be so many downvotes, you don't even know you have, and they're just going to come for you and take you away. Like they do in Australia when you met someone, a week ago that, tested positive. But so this really is just so foretelling of, society today. I mean, it was really starting. I mean, it had really hit in 2017, but today, I mean, you get people on Twitter or something, they can be just say something, that's fairly even-handed, fairly normal, and says something good or bad about one side or another, and they can just get lambasted and destroyed. And then they lose their job, they lose, all these things. And well, that's directly from this episode. That is this episode. You get enough downvotes, you lose your job, you lose your life, all these things. So it just really sends out a warning, I think, to society about how bad that trend is. I mean, Seth MacFarlane, again, wrote this. He writes, a lot of these episodes are written by him, and just amazingly how, thoughtful he is about some of these things in these episodes that he's putting in here. So just, again, quite amazing. So that's season 1 of the episodes that I like. Definitely that Majority Rule just continually hit, even today. I mean, if I go and watch that, I'm like, wow, this just makes a huge statement, today about things that are going on. So be aware, there'll be another video of this for season 2 as we gear up. We've got less than 100 days to the Orville season 3. No word on season 4, how well season 3 does. Like many things, will get us to whether we got a season 4. So everybody needs to go, everybody needs to watch, everybody needs to, to be there, subscribe to Hulu, get all that done. Even if you only subscribe to Hulu for, there's only going to be 12, I think, or 13 episodes of season 3. Subscribe for those couple of months and then cancel. That's fine. But just as long as you subscribe and they know, okay, they're subscribed to the Orville. So if we want to keep them subscribed, we need to keep making Orville. That's what we want. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all those fun YouTube things. And thanks for watching. Have a good day.